Yo, what's up guys? Alright, so for today's video, we're gonna hop into the World Tournament mode. Hooray! Everyone's favorite. It's the 58th World Tournament. So, basically just be making like a tips and tricks video, which I have made on my channel before, but I want to make an updated one because some of the strategies have changed. So I'm gonna go over here, point out that this person Lotad made a post here going over some like updated strategies. So, picks their best team. And then also they have like alt text to explain. Alright, so this first image, this is like the brand new team that they had come across. That probably might be the best. The previous team is going to be this one right here, Old Reliable. So yeah, I remember using this quite a lot. The Future Gohan was on here just to like, it's a whole thing just about how like specific characters will affect like the seed. As you see, like there's like an extra post right here. He's talking about like the seed meta and stuff like that. But yeah, that was the whole purpose of like Future Gohan there in the old team. But as for this, it's not really so much prioritizing that. It's just AGO Gogeta is, he's got like one of the new highest leader skills now, 220% to Gifted Warriors, as long as they also are successors, Fuse Fighters per Saiyan. So yeah, Piccolo Jr. is on successors. This S tier Piccolo's and successors, Nappa plus, well, Nappa and Vegeta on Pure Saiyans, Broly Pure Saiyans, Vegeta Pure Saiyans, and then I'm gonna double check in game just to be sure that they're all on Gifted Warriors. I think they all should be. So let's go see. They have it right here. So let's see. So wait, I might as well just show the leader skill here. So successors, Fuse Fighters, Pure Saiyan is the normal leader skill, then the extra 50% goes to Gifted Warriors or Fusion. So of course they're going to be on Gifted Warriors themselves right there. Yep, right there. I mean, I think he just straight up leads it. Yeah, he leads the category. So a lot of the Piccolos are going to be on that. Yep, right there. Okay, so Nappa and Vegeta are not getting the extra 50% stats because they're not on Fusion or Gifted Warriors. This is because it's Nappa. Like, it starts out as Nappa and exchanges into Vegeta, so that's why he's having a lack of categories there. That's fine. I mean, I think they're okay without the extra 50% stats, because, let me show this in their passive. Yeah, per existing enemy, 78% attack and defense, so that adds up to be quite a lot. I find in my personal experience, hitting around like a 2.5 million attack stat, something like that, will be enough to kill everyone, even at type disadvantage and stuff like that. But this character hits like well past that, like 5 million and stuff like that. And as for this Broly, should be on, no? Gifted Warriors? Okay, maybe they only count Dragon Ball Super Broly as Gifted Warriors. It's a little silly. I mean, I think Z Broly very well should be on Gifted Warriors, because, I mean, that's the whole plot of him was just that, like, King Vegeta was scared of like Broly as a baby because he was just so abnormally strong. Am I missing something? No, he just okay, whatever. And then yeah, this Vegeta's gonna have Gifted Warriors. I'm not crazy, am I? DBS Broly also, he should have Gifted Warriors. Yeah, he does. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like Z Broly would be more like befitting of that, but whatever, doesn't matter. But that's like one of the OG World Tournament units. I remember using that like back in 2021 and stuff like that. That was fun. But yeah, that's the main team we're gonna be using now. Anyway, back to the post from Lotad. So yeah, that's the best team right there. They have this one right here. It calls mid version. I guess this is just in case you don't have Giant Vegeta for whatever reason. It's like, I think the character that least, like, it's most likely for people to not have is probably Demon King Piccolo. I keep calling him Demon King Piccolo because of his intro. It's just brain rot. But yeah, I feel like it's probably likely that people wouldn't have him because, I mean, he's a Dokkan Fest character from 2023. Wow, this is a yellow coin LR from 2022. So I mean, he's been unfeatured in some like LR banners and stuff like that, so I think it's likely that people at least have like one copy of him. But yeah, replace him with Tree My Goga. I think people might not have him either. I don't know. So yeah, going through the alt text. Less efficient but runnable and good seed. Replace Giant Vegeta with Tree of Might Goku. And these are the items that he recommends using. The Ghost Usher, Fruit of Tree of Might, or Shoe. Pretty much the same thing right there. And then Baba slash Pilaf, same thing right there. So, yeah, the Ghost Usher, that just delays all enemy attacks for 1 turn. The Fruit of Tree of Might gives, I think it's like 3 ki. And then Baba slash Pilaf, either one of those two, they just reduce all attacks to, like all, in case there's like any supers in that turn, they just make them normal attacks. So that's how that works. Yeah, and of course they explain it here. In case Giant Vegeta needs to get hit to super, an enemy AoE would kill, effectively being an Usher slash, well, plus Fruit. So, yeah, and then they also have this right here. I wanted to mention, don't use them. Just has a list of a bunch of characters not to use. So, I feel like I agree for the most part. None of these characters are really efficient anymore. I mean, back then, like, I would use LR Ginyu for the leader skill, but we've gone well past that now at this point. 120% the stats is not very high, especially because we have 220 now. So, I mean, he is giving some support, but it's like, I think he even says in the alt text for this right here that like support's not too useful. Yeah, support is not relevant in World Tournament. Alright, anyway. So one thing I do understand and I do agree about using LR Tech Broly, not using him as a World Tournament character, because the whole thing with him is that in base form he does nothing. You have to transform into him in his legendary Super Saiyan form, which you could do at any turn, like just right away. But the thing is, that takes time, like swiping up, watching like the skip animation, and then you're able to do it. Like, okay, I know that takes time and it's a little aggravating to deal with, but I'd say that if people, for whatever reason, if they have LR Tech Broly, but like they don't have most of these characters, then I think LR Tech Broly would be fine enough to use if you don't have any other better options. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why anybody would want to bring the Int Broly. I don't know. Maybe it's just the instant domain attack, but like that's only one enemy. I don't really see much of a reason why people would want to use them. LR Bulma, yeah, she does support with enough orbs and she rainbow orb changes, but it's not worth it. So Jocko right here, I'm gonna pull this up in game to show this. So yeah, they had specific characters that people used to use a lot for World Tournament. It was like an SR Jocko and an SR Chaozu. So the passive skill says basic effects stun all enemies for 1 turn. Same thing about there's a Chaozu, yeah, this guy. They do the same thing. So I remember in old World Tournament teams I used to use, when I'd get them on rotation, it was basically just using them as like a Ghost Usher, pretty much, because I don't think like Ghost Ushers are as easy to obtain nowadays, but like the Ghost Usher item. The thing is though, nowadays, oh, since I'm here at the Baba shop, might as well follow my own advice, huh? Just real quick. Anyway, so we have the Zenny shop now, where it's not this is a Awakening Medal. It's actually, let's scroll down a bit more. Yeah, this right here, the Ghost Usher item. You could just buy as many as you want with Zenny. So, I mean, I'd understand back then using Jocko and Chaozu, because Ghost Ushers weren't as easy to come by. You'd have to actually grind for it, and quite a lot. But now you can just easily buy them with Zenny, so yeah, I'd definitely stray away from using those SRs. Golden, I don't know why people use Golden Free, just because it's a tank, but like, whatever. Having like a lot of damage reduction, he's not really doing much for you. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it in terms of, let's see if I just explain the old team. Yeah, and the items that I recommend. Yeah, alright, so anyway, so we're just gonna play a round through of this World Tournament, just to show, I guess, my way of playing it. So I haven't really done a whole lot yet. It's been out for a couple hours now, but had work today and all that type of stuff, so I gotta kick into high gear now. By the way, on this screen, make sure you always pick 30 right here. They used to have to make it to where you'd have to unlock like each like tier at a time, and eventually you'd work your way up to 30, but at one point they made an update to where you just have access to the 30 times multiplier right from the get-go. So definitely be sure to get that. That'll get you the most amount of points, even though the enemy stats are like the highest. Like, it's still worth it. Alright, so I have the World Tournament team right here. As for the friend, I would not really be too worried about like trying to get like a specific friend or something. What I used to do is like try to just filter by like Namekian Super Int. Oh wow. Nope. Oh wait, no, it's Extreme Int. Yeah, I was wondering like why is he not showing up? But yeah, I'd try to do this in the past, but I'm there's enough. If you use this team, there's enough AoE characters to where you'll be fine with whatever friend you bring in. So I wouldn't be worried about that too much. But yeah, we're gonna be bringing all those items that Lotad suggested, except I'm gonna be bringing the Takoyaki item right here, just because I mean that was an item used in the previous setup. Just want to fill out the rest of the bar because I mean it might seem a bit weird, but I like to bring like the items in specific slots just so I could tap them a bit easier, if that makes sense. Anyway, let's just hop in. So I have a skip on just because, like in World Tournament, you're not going to want to watch all the animations every time. I mean, if you're enjoying the game, like doing like challenge events and stuff like that, then I'd get it. Okay, so yep, Demon King Piccolo Reborn is on rotation. Yep, skip on, so let's go ahead and do that. Keep him on rotation because we're definitely going to be likely coming back to this turn. I didn't see who was in slot 3, but it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. So, I mean, I haven't played a whole lot today because, like I said, I just had to work. I've been busy. But in my experience now, I don't think that Piccolo Jr. is going to have too much trouble finishing off enemies. I could be wrong about that because I remember before he would sometimes struggle to kill physical enemies, like type disadvantage. But due to this increased leader skill, he went from 200% stats to 220. I think that might actually be enough to help out, because I mean, from what I remember, like most of the time when he would hit like a physical enemy, they'd be very close to dying, but not quite. So I think it's gonna be all good this time around. I kind of want to see about testing it. Heck, yeah, let's go for that LR Kuden right away just to see. Put Piccolo Jr. slot 2. Let's see. Yeah, I think that did it. Probably just barely, huh? Yeah, because he does build up in his passive for every attack he performs, and each enemy that he hits does count towards that build up. So if you hit like a physical enemy right towards the start, then that'll be when it's like at his weakest. Alright, so that wasn't so bad. Going in the quarterfinals. Yeah, just bring in whatever friend, it doesn't matter. So, after I'm done going through this run of World Tournament, I do want to go over like the brand new World Tournament use of the releasing, like the Easy A's, and there's a new Dokkan Awakening. Let's go for this Broly. I'm just doing this just for testing's sake, really. Just to see if like we could ever get Piccolo Jr. to just not KO, but I haven't built full crit, so yeah, there you go. Yeah, that is another thing too, is that a lot of these World Tournament characters, if you're really trying to go for like all-out efficiency for World Tournament, you're going to build like your AoE characters full crit. Of course, like you don't have to build Gogeta full crit because he's not like here for doing the AoEs or anything. He's just here for the leader skill. Which it does remind me, what do I have to build for this SCR Broly? Because I haven't used it for World Tournament in forever. Okay, so I have like a mix of additional and crit. Because like, yeah, I haven't used them in such a long time. I might eventually adjust them to full crit. I don't know, we'll see how long that this setup lasts. I mean, this setup feels pretty good so far, so might be around for a while. Maybe. Feels kind of weird to push off the AGL Majin Vegeta off the team. I mean, it makes sense though, because SCR Broly is a stronger AoE than that Majin Vegeta. Hopefully, when that Majin Vegeta gets a Super EZA, he'll be a bit better for World Tournament and not be as restrictive. Alright. So what was this? This was the semifinals now. After a while, you just start to like autopilot. Just go through it. Okay. Yeah, I think my Giant 8 Vegeta has like a level 33 crit, which is like a 66% chance to crit on every hit that he does, so I definitely go all in on that. Yeah, I'm pretty far behind. I'm definitely going to have to catch up. I always try to make it a mission to get like top 2,000 in the world. So here we are going against the finals. Haven't had to use any items yet so far. We've been getting pretty lucky. But if there's ever any hits going on in like the first slot, I would recommend just using a Ghost Usher. Like in this situation right here. Because, yeah, that SCR Broly, he has an AoE super as long as he does like the 12 key super. So I'd recommend definitely doing the Ghost Usher. But if you really need to get key in this situation for like, let's actually just set up like a hypothetical situation. Yeah, whatever. We'll just do the Baba right here. And so theoretically, if that Broly was doing a super attack here, it has now been reverted to a normal. So now we can get that with Vegeta. Yeah, whatever. I think actually, I should have just did it right there, but getting same type orbs also helps you get more points, but I wouldn't be like super stressed about that. Yeah, not too much, but it's whatever. I think I want to do some testing with this shiny Vegeta as well to see if he could actually handle a super. I mean, probably no one else on the team, but him in slot 1 having guard and 60% damage reduction, I think he could actually just handle a super, maybe. Not too sure. I think so. So there we go. Completed one round of this world tournament. You have to do a lot more, probably around like 100 more or something like that. So there we go. You have to work towards getting all these missions done, which I'd suggest for most players, like if they don't want to go super hard in the world tournament, I'd just say get all these missions done and just call it there, because the rewards you get for like making it really far actually isn't that worth it in most cases. A lot of the good rewards you get are just from these missions, quite honestly. So just get your 20 wins in a row if you can, and then yeah. Oh yeah, and of course the 30 million points. Yeah, that's gonna be important. But yeah, I try to go for top 2,000. The reason why I like to do that is because I'm gonna show it here. So yeah, if you see that you get 120 of those rainbow medals for the like the easy medals, but any less than 2,000th place gets 90. So that's like 3 sets of those easy medals. While 2,000 and above, that gives you 4 sets. So that's why I like to go for that. And then local, I just try to go like probably like top 3. I really can't remember the last time I've gotten like top 4, but yeah, I mean, it's top 1 has been very difficult for a long time at this point. Ever since they started doing easy A's for World Tournament characters, it's been a lot more competitive. So I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. I guess it's a good thing because people are actually playing the mode now because it has better rewards than it used to. But anyway, now that we're done with that, let's go over and take a look at some of these new characters. Just, I guess, give some thoughts on them. Because, I don't know, some of them seem kind of eh. Now this Ten Shinhan, I'm going to be kind of curious about him. He does really lower attack, which I do like. Yeah, this is the main thing. I'm just going to point straight to this. 1,048% attack when the target enemy is in the following status. I know it looks a little bugged right here, but attack down, defense down, or stun gets guaranteed crit. And dude, this is just 1 turn buffs right there, so he'll have like that 1 turn where he just does that. I'll be curious to see what that's going to be looking like. Yeah, a little bit of damage reduction before attacking. I mean, I don't know if you don't run him slot 1. I don't know, maybe if you're running like normal super battle road, maybe you can get away with it. Does he have any additionals? Because what I was thinking is that like you could stun, so like he has like guaranteed stun right there, which is actually pretty good. Guaranteed 2 turn stun in his passive. What I was thinking that like if he had additional supers, then he could actually be able to get this from this. You see what I mean? So yeah, I don't see any additionals. Oh well. I mean, yeah, he just seemed like a quirky character, not like too much in terms of like defense, I guess. He doesn't have guard or dodge or anything like that. Yeah, he's got like up to 60% damage reduction, but these World Tournament characters, the big problem with them is that their stats tend to be really low. See, look at this. Easy A, rainbowed, not even 9,000. So Yeah, and the thing is, like, these World Tournament characters are not the easiest to come by. Especially because, like, isn't this like a Dragon Ball Saga banner character? Those are extremely tough to get, so yeah, anyway, let's move on to the next character. I'm gonna save LR top up for last. Let's go, I guess, Gohan. Here's your Gohan. So I heard a couple of good things about him. I don't really think too highly of him, just because, like, it's a World Tournament character and their stats are always just so low, but you never know, I could be wrong. So stats, Travel Marquee, extra stats, Future Saga or Android enemy, extra key, extra stats, great chance of stunning. Okay, sure. There's another Future Saga ally on the team. Oh, okay, so Future Saga ally on the team, not on the turn. So, okay, he doesn't need to be on the same turn. That's good. Crit and damage reduction by 30%. 120% attack with 12 or more key. When there's an ally whose name includes Trunks on the team. Yeah, pretty much the exact same thing except for defense right there. So 60% damage reduction, getting quite a lot of defense increases. Maybe he could be good. Maybe. It's also greatly raising his defense for one turn right there. I think that is a stacking. I think that is a stack of attack. We'll double check this wiki because for whatever reason they refuse to use commas on Dokkan info. That's like the one fault I have with this website. I love them otherwise. So super attack effect, yeah, the comma most of the time like indicates like a stack. If it's like greatly raised attack and greatly raised attack and defense, then that would be like put together. But the comma like separates it, so yeah, he's greatly stacking attack. I mean, we'll see him in game. That's how I feel about him. Okay, now as for Bojack, we'll see about him. I remember whenever he got his Dokkan Awakening for the first time, like, it wasn't like too impressive, which, yeah, look at this. Like, they're approaching really fast on like some of these, what is it? Like these EZAs, like, as opposed to like when they Dokkan Awaken and they EZA, because they're the release date of the Dokkan Awakening, well, sometime in 2024, and then EZA is like a little bit over a year later. So they might need to slow down when it comes to like how many EZA characters they release during a World Tournament. Maybe, because yeah, that's pretty fast. Anyway, okay, this is pretty decent. Extreme class allies defense by 30% for 2 turns. Like to see 2-turn support. 3 key stats, more attack with more HP remaining. I mean, that's okay. I mean, as long as they don't tie like an important amount of defense to that. Okay, disables enemy guard. I remember I used to think this ability was worthless until I realized that like it actually disables the enemy guard for like the rest of the turn, not just for that attack. Which can help like type disadvantage characters on your turn, which, I mean, that's at least better than what I thought it was before, right? So per space traveling warriors ally or extreme class ally on the team, so you can run a full extreme class team to get this. Extra 40% stats, so that's gonna be quite a lot. 40% attack and defense per space traveling warriors. That's not saying like self-excluder or anything like that, so that should be times 7, huh? 280, yeah, that's not too bad. All allies chance of performing a crit plus 3% self-excluded. Yeah, it's on the team, so that's 7. That's only for the rotation though, huh? Like, that's not like multiple turn support or anything like that. I think that's just for his turn, but 3 times 7, 21% crit support. Self-excluded though. No allies or space traveling warriors or extreme class performs a crit, guard, and 2 key, 30% attack and defense self-excluded. He seems solid, but I mean, nowadays guard is not enough. He doesn't have any damage reduction or any dodge, so yeah, he might not have enough defensively, but like he seems to have a pretty solid kit in terms of like support. So alright, so yeah, we looked at everyone except for Mecha Frieza and Tao Pai Pai, so let's look at Mecha Frieza here. So he's just further raise attack, normal raise defense, lowers attack. I mean, I always like lowering attack, but this was one character I just did not think. Initial glance, I just think they're kind of trash, even after Dokkan Awakening. But we'll read through them again. 3 key, 180% to stats. Is that intentionally the Saiyan number? I mean, I guess he like has it out for the Saiyans, huh? Revenge or Wicked Bloodline allies, 60% attack and 30% defense. I mean, it's good they tack on Revenge, at least something else other than Wicked Bloodline. Because Wicked Bloodline, typically not ever in too great of a spot. When attacking, 100%, 120% stats. When another Revenge or Wicked Bloodline ally attacking the same turn. Extra stats, additional super, 60% crit, and 30% damage reduction when attacking with total more key. Why? What is he doing? I mean, he's given some support. Again, stats, look at that. Barely over 7,000. I don't know about this guy. He doesn't even have big bad bosses either. I don't know. Like, if they would have given him dodge, that could have rounded out his kit, I think. I don't know, like at least like 70% dodge or something like that. Could have at least made him an option. But no, 30% damage reduction, what is that gonna do? Not a whole lot, that's for sure. Alright, now, save this guy for last. The LR Tao Pai Pai. So, I think before Easy, a lot of the stats buff he has were just, yeah, look at this, it was straight stats. There is no percent in here. Like the percent thing, like they didn't have that. It's just straight stats being added, which, yeah, that's kind of funny, but I think they've since adjusted that, yeah, with percents now. So, let's see. So this after Easy A. He's getting a great chance to crit for one turn when he does a super, so any additional supers that he gets has like guaranteed crit at that point. Okay. 2 key per key sphere obtained. He's a nuking character. He gets slightly more attack than he does defense on each key sphere. 3 more key spheres obtained. Extra stats. That's not like nuking, that's just giving him like a little bit more. Attacking with 10 more key, extra attack. Receiving an attack with 10 more key. That's good that they have it like when receiving an attack, because that'll apply like a different time. That'll be like a multiplicative thing. HP is 50% or more. Extra defense, a little bit damage reduction. Before receiving 3 attacks, 20% damage reduction. So up to 40% so far. When HP is 50% or less, start a character attack in turn after the character receives 3 attacks in battle. Damage reduction of 50%, well, only for that one turn. The range changes key sphere of a certain type to STR. Okay. Doing the active skill, 444% attack temporarily performs a crit. Okay, so that might actually make his active skill actually do something this time around. I don't remember his active skill actually ever being useful. So, and as for his active skill, I mean, they can never change active skill in these EZAs. Guaranteed stun for one turn. I mean, that can be kind of cool, but it's only one turn. Mesmerize attack temporarily ultimate damage. Activated HP is 50% or less. Or if, wait, or less if the character receives. So it's multiple things stacked on top of each other. HP 50% or less. If the character receives attacks 3 or more times in battle. So, ugh. If they hit 3 times and be 50% or less HP. Wish it was separated, but whatever. So, I don't know. I guess this is one of those situations where I'll have to see a lot of these characters in game. I'm not too high on a whole lot of them. We've had worse, but we've had much better. So, anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Shout out again to Lotad for, I mean, this guy would constantly get, like, #1, what is a champion on, like, world tournaments, so... Yeah, he knows what he's talking about in terms of like all these strategies. He's the one that like grinds pretty heavily into it. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. Just wanted to give some tips about World Tournament since like some of the strategies have been updated. So y'all have an amazing, lovely, wonderful day, and be sure to check out the Baba Shop.